So you want to know about high school. Okay, I see what's going on here. It's hell. Welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, welcome back. It's like weird, right? So I have a list, kind of rules slash pros and cons. I have a whole bunch of things here. So number one, not everyone is your friend. When I first got to high school, I was like, I want to have like a group of friends, like a Victorious or a Breakfast Club or iCarly kind of thing, where it's like we're just like so cool and meshed together. And I did get that. I really did. And it was fun. My senior year, a lot of the group was gone. But that's that. Whatever, you know. But don't come into high school thinking about friends, okay? The first thing you want to think about is your grades. Freshman year, your grades need to be good for college, okay? Not everyone is your friend. They're gonna distract you from what's really important, which is your schoolwork. It's obviously good to have friends, a support system, if you will. Don't concentrate too much on just like, oh, I want a friend, like, I want to be so cool. No, that's not the goal of high school. Next, boys. They're not important. They're not important. I promise you, they're not important. Finding your soulmate in high school is not or should not be your goal, because you guys are all mature. You're coming from 8th grade thinking you know everything about everything, and you don't. Because the upperclassmen will take advantage of that. Upperclassmen really don't care about you. Unless, like, they know you, but it's like upperclassmen always are looking for, like, something fresh. Like, when I was a senior in high school, I was like, what's going on with, like, the freshmen? Like, what's the deal? Like, what's the new drama? Like, what's going on? That's what me and my friends, the very few I had, were doing. But barely. Like, we didn't really care, but it was like fun to see what's going on. There's always like drama with the freshmen. Always. With lower classmen, there's always some stupid drama. But upperclassmen will prey on you. So that's something to look out for, especially if you're a girl. They are like super weird. And juniors as well. Juniors, boys are not smart sometimes. Okay, they develop later. And things don't click for them, you know. So ladies, just be, you know, patient with them, but don't chase after them. You don't need to chase nobody. And for guys as well, you don't need to chase a female. You don't need to chase a female, because females are the absolute worst. Just kidding. Upperclassmen will definitely try to like get in your pants, like if never mind. So yeah, they'll really try to make you feel like you're special and like you're cool because they're upperclassmen. You are fresh meat. That's something you have to keep in your mind. You are fresh meat. You are bound to be talked about by the upperclassmen, not because you look a certain way or whatever. You're fresh. You have to be talked about. I mean, like, there's no getting around that. You will be talked about. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way, but you know, we don't know. So just always have your guard up, especially around upperclassmen. I keep mentioning upperclassmen because like it's always something to do with upperclassmen. But anyways, that's for boys are not important section. I'm gonna get more into relationships later and things like that. Next is drama. You will always find drama. I don't know what kind of high school you go to. I don't know who you are, what type of person you are, what kind of personality you have, who your friends are, but it's going to find you. I promise. And especially if you have a friend group, there's always going to be some drama inside your friend group. Who said this? Who said that? Who didn't invite who to this? Who likes who? And she likes this guy and he likes her, but she's like, wow, okay. And nothing good comes out of it. Honestly, a lot of people are attention seekers and they want to make drama out of anything because they're bored with their lives and they don't get attention at home, so they have to make drama at school so they can like feed this like ego and very blank personality, you know? Just keep that in mind when you're like a situation, because I've been in a lot of situations where it's like, what's the problem? What's the actual issue? You know what I mean? Like sometimes I couldn't figure out what the actual issue was, but I knew that I was in drama. And those are the arguments and like situations where you really gotta step back from it and look at it like, what happened? What is it? Do you want something from me? Like we're getting too old for this. We're not in 7th grade. So yeah. I mean, most of the drama I knew what it was about. It was always the other person that was wrong. But I'm not getting into my drama. And don't admit yourself in drama. Don't instigate. Don't insert yourself in other people's businesses, because you'll end up in drama and you will be sent to the principal's office, or you'll be suspended or expelled, or you'll get in a fight, or this, that, and the third. Like that type of stuff happened in my high school. A lot of people asserted themselves in situations that they didn't need to be asserted in, and they had no business being in, and they would have been fine. But since they did that, it was bad on their part because they almost got jumped. And a lot of people around them had to take consequences from it and be pressed by people you don't even know. Not speaking from experience. But the point is, mind your damn business. In my high school, popularity was a thing, and then it's like it wasn't. Like, I don't know how to explain it. My school wasn't that big either, so it wasn't like a Mean Girls kind of thing. Anyways, I'm gonna read you guys the pros and cons that I have personally for popularity. Pros: everyone wants to be your friend. Not necessarily a bad thing. People see you as a celebrity. Teachers are more likely to excuse your mistakes versus someone who isn't popular. You have people at the tip of your fingers. You have the drama, the dirt, the deeds, and the don'ts, and the do's, and the won'ts. You have everything. Always invited to the best parties, always invited to parties, always is probably throwing a party, is part of a party situation. Knows everyone, including teachers, and they may know only people that they deem important, I guess. I don't know. People also know them from other schools somehow, some way, and it's like they're popular in their school, kind of, and they're like a celebrity. I don't know how to explain popular. I wasn't popular. And knows upperclassmen. It's weird because in my school, every grade had kind of like that popular group. Yeah, but there was always that one group that would, I guess, be the group of all groups, and they were like the top popular kids. So yeah, knowing upperclassmen definitely gives you an advantage, especially if you're new, if you are a freshman, if you don't know anybody from the school, because my school has pre-K to 8, I think, and then it's high school. So a lot of people that were in that school went upstairs to high school and they knew people already, they were their friends and they grew up together, whatever. So you definitely have an advantage if you're new and you know upperclassmen. That kind of gets you on like the popular chart. But anyways, they know upperclassmen. Now, cons. There's a lot of cons personally for me. I didn't list all of them, but yeah, everyone hates you. There's no value at all to being popular. Not everyone around you wants to be your friend. They just want to be around you, I guess, for like clout or to get close to somebody. They're kind of just using you, so to speak, I guess. They're always center of attention. That's something that they can't really get around from. Always in the spotlight. It's hard to get out of the spotlight when you're, especially if you're like an extrovert and you're popular and you want to kind of like be alone. You're not having like a good day or a good week or something. And you're like, oh, I want everyone to leave me alone. And you're not usual like, hey, bubbly self. And people are like, what's wrong with you? You're like acting weird. You're not cool. Like, I don't know how popularity like works like that. Like, I wasn't popular. I didn't want to be popular. That wasn't like an interest or like a goal. I think like popularity just happens to people. People do have popularity as an agenda in high school, I guess. I don't know. keeping up an image is exhausting. Kind of like celebrity, but on a very lower level. Sometimes you just don't want to be that person. You want to be alone. You want to be by yourself and whatnot. Do something different. Always center attention, even when you don't want it. I already mentioned that. Very hard, in my opinion. I think it's hard to keep stable friends because it's like, I'm not gonna say any names, but like there was a lot of people that I was friends with that weren't popular yet. Like I was friends with people freshman year and I hung out with them like all the time, went to lunch, laughed, had classes together, this, that, and the third, hung out outside of schools sometimes, I think, yeah, sometimes outside of school, whatever. And after school, like the group started forming or whatever. I guess like people from the group kind of wanted them to be their friend or whatever. They started being friends, this, that, and the third, and they kind of, they kind of went their own way and they became kind of a different person, and you're like, you were just my friend. What happened there? I don't know. It's like weird. Like there's like pressure to be this thing, and then there's like no pressure at all because it means absolutely nothing but social status. High school is literally garbage. Like high school doesn't mean it's gonna be a blip in your life. A lot of people take high school seriously, not just because of studying and work and all that stuff, but like being cool and seeing yourself in the yearbook and telling your kids about how fun your high school was and how popular you were, whatever. But people change. I had like two friends that like kind of like not switched up, but they definitely moved on a different path, and they just changed. Went down memory lane there for a second, but yeah, they just changed. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So yeah, it's hard to keep stable friends when you're popular. Again, I was not popular and I never wanted to be. And then there's a lot of entitlement. Next one is entitlement and privilege. There's a lot of like advantages of popularity, but this last one is kind of like an advantage and disadvantage because it's like there's a lot of entitlement and there's like a lot of ego feeding, and there's a lot of things that you could do that you normally wouldn't do. Like someone like me would not be able to pull off what that person just did because I would be going to the principal's office right now, but instead they're hanging out at the principal's office after doing it because they want to. Like it's just a different privilege. Teachers look at you different. Like I've had this one teacher that like some of the kids, like the popular kids were in my class, and she kind of like favored people, and it was like weird. Like it was just like she only like focused on them because they're the loud ones and they talk, whatever the case might be. Yeah, she just would like, I feel like she would just talk to them more. She would kind of go to them more, make jokes with them more, and it was just like, you're favoring students? Okay. But yeah, there's just a lot of entitlement and privilege. The cliques in my school were, the artsy kids, the potheads, the religious kids, the extremists, like extreme liberals, deadbeats, gangbangers, jocks, Hispanics, middlemen. I think I was a middleman. Gamers, popular kids, scammers, groupies, F-boys, etc., jocks, cheerleaders. So yeah, I feel like you're gonna find that in every high school, but it might not be the same social status. Usually, like when in the movies, you'll see like the cheerleaders are the popular kids, right? But in a different school, it might not be that way. They might be the quiet kids. Like I don't think so. I don't know, but I'm saying like that, just an example, that they might not fit the bill of what you think they are. Just because they're cheerleaders, they might not be popular, whatever. That's what I'm basically trying to say. Next, bad influences. Now, it's difficult in high school. I know there's a lot of like pressures, a lot of things you want to try, things you want to do. You want to meet people, make friends, memories, stuff like that. But there are bad influences in high school that you have to be aware of. There's a lot of people that are going to be around you because they want something from you. I really don't want to start no drama because I'm not going to say any names. But, people wanted to be, I'm not going to say me. I'm just going to put a hypothetical. Just a hypothetic. there is a lot of bad influences in high schools. You really want to make sure you know who your friends are from who people who just want you to do things because it's like cool and whatever. I guess it's like bad influences slash pressure, peer pressure. I've definitely been peer pressured, but I've done things consciously though, not like pressured, you know what I mean, right? Anyways, if your friend is saying like, yo, don't do this, you know that this is not you, like just try to listen. I promise you, just like, it may seem like something cool to do in the moment, and I'm not talking about drugs right now, like I wasn't like talking about drugs. Well, that's also, peer pressure, bad influences, whatever. But the point is, like, there's just gonna be a lot of things you want to do and you want to try and you want to find yourself, and you're not gonna find yourself. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. No. You're not gonna know who you are. You're still discovering yourself. You're still growing. Your brain is still not fully developed. Literally. So, just make sure you have the right people around you. Just don't just have anybody because they're cool, they have cool clothing, and they're telling you to do this and to make someone else laugh from upperclassmen. Like, don't be the laughing stock. Don't be that person that's like being bounced around and you just become like this flowing person through high school, and when someone needs you, they like, hey, can you make this person laugh so I make me look cool so I can like go hook up with them. Like, that's like I ran into a lot of that. I wasn't like the person being bounced around, but like I've just seen a lot of people do that. A lot of people were that person being thrown around, and those people, So the next part is relationships. Relationships are tricky in high school. I'm going to talk more about intimate relationships. I'm going to touch up on friendships and stuff like that. But being in a relationship in high school is going to give you stress. Doesn't matter what it is, who it is, why you want to be with that person. It's going to stress you out because you have a lot of things to do in high school. There's a lot of work that comes into high school. If you went to my high school, you had a lot of work to do. But, well, not a lot. Well, it's going to stress you out. You're a teenager, especially if it's your first relationship. You don't necessarily know what to do. You're not experienced. You're going through it with someone else, and they might have more experience than you. They might have had like 2 people they've already dated for like a year or something, however old they are, like 3 years old. I don't know. The point is, like, you're gonna run into relationships. If you do, just be mindful of that person might not be your person for life. You don't have to hook on to them because that's your first love. I don't know why I put quotations, but just because they're your first doesn't mean that you have to have kids with them. You have to get married to them, and it's not the end of the world if you break up. It's really not. It might seem like it, but it's not. It definitely is gonna suck. I've been heartbroken before, but it's part of life. Being with the right person is gonna make your experience different and better. But they're not important. Relationships aren't important. Don't just get in a relationship because one of your friends is dating someone and they want to go on a double date, and they're like, find a date, go get a boyfriend like right now. Like, no. If you like this person, take your time, whatever, do whatever. I'm not going into details with that. I'm just getting the outside layer of all this stuff. If you want me to go in depth, then I'll create a separate video, but I'm not doing that. So yeah. The last thing, probably the first thing that I should have said, was homework and assignments. Homework/assignments are super important. Just do them before the due date. If your teacher gives you an assignment on Monday and they say it's due by next week Monday, do it tomorrow. Do it Tuesday, the next day, or do it the same day. Do it in class. Sometimes we are allowed to do our homework in class, but do it as soon as possible, because if you let it just like, oh, I got a full week. Okay, I don't care. You're gonna have other classes piling up on top of that, and you might have another assignment that's due on next Monday as well, and you're gonna leave that for next Monday, and then you have mad things the day before and talk about, Mom, can you help me? She's taking her butt to bed. She's going sleepy time. She's not gonna help you. No, my mom did. She did. But the point is, don't stress out your parents like that. Don't stress yourself out because it's not worth it. If it's something little, do it the same day, do it the next day, do it before it's due. I think that's all I have for you guys. For my advice on high school, I mean, like, I hope this advice was like okay. Yeah, high school is a scary place, but it's not the last place that you are going to be successful in or cool in. Like, you have opportunities to, I guess, redeem yourself. I've been doing this a lot. This redeem yourself of how you wanted to act during high school, or how you wanted to be, you know, and start a club, do extracurricular activities. I wanted to do a play, but I wasn't allowed because I was in a different period and the other period was doing a play, whatever. And the teacher said, the drama teacher at my high school was like, you never asked me when I asked her for a recommendation letter, and she never gave it to me. But that's not the point. She said that I never asked her and actually did, but I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, get into a club, do extracurricular activities, get stuff on your high school record, and get experience. You know, experience is really valuable. Popularity isn't. That's not going to be on your resume. Having the most amount of friends, or knowing the most amount of people, or looking the coolest, or wearing the most expensive thing, or having a perfectly coordinated outfit with your friends, or being on the cheer squad, or whatever, the basketball team. Who cares? No one cares. Be on the basketball team and the cheer squad because you actually want to do it, and you want to put it on your resume, and you want to put it, and you want experience, and you want to do those things, not because people are pressuring you into doing it because it's cool. Do your best to not be pressured, and, you know, save your money. Don't spend it on Oreos and water every day for breakfast, or you will have diabetes. I promise you. I don't have diabetes, but I almost did. I was this close. This close. Yeah, if you want me to do another video like this for advice for college or advice for jobs, even though I never had like a real job, like I was on salary or something like that. I mean, I've babysat, but that's like off book. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you freshmen or high schoolers watching this have taken something valuable away from this video. High school is not the end of the world. High school, you will go past it. I promise you that. You're gonna become a different person. I'm in college right now. Like, I miss high school, but like, I've changed so much and I've grown so much that it's not even funny. Like, I'm a completely different, not completely different person, but I'm a different person. I think you're gonna be different. You're not gonna stay the same forever. You're gonna get old and you're gonna do things. You're gonna get a job. You're gonna have a partner, whoever it is, a dog, a house. You know, your life is gonna continue on from high school. It is not the end of the world. Okay, I promise you, it's not. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, a thumbs up, share it. Sharing will definitely help me. You share it. Enjoy your time in high school. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.